Hey guys, welcome to the CBG19 podcast. We got a lot to talk about today. Super excited.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. Okay, so let's introduce today's topics on episode 3. We're going to talk about in comics, Batman and Red Hood.
Yes.
Then we're going to move on to Iron Man comics. We're going to talk about what's going on with them in relation to the movies that are happening. Then we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Force, a little bit of Thor maybe, and then we'll move on to some indie comics, like Polarity and 10 Grand, right?
There was a lot of good indie stuff that came out the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
And then finally in movies, we will talk about the Gravity trailer, which is really amazing, and you should watch that right now. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Iron Man 3.
A little bit.
Well, we'll probably argue back and forth.
We'll get in a full-on fight.
Because we have a very debatable topic there. All right.
That's it? Then we're going to keep that part. All right.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, we're on SoundCloud these days. So if you're looking to download, you can go there. So just saying, you can do YouTube or SoundCloud.
We found a home for it on SoundCloud. And then I think from there, iTunes.
Yeah, it's gonna constantly evolve. It's just one of those things.
But I think like on SoundCloud you can comment. I think on the YouTube we can comment.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get iTunes, I have no idea how that's going to work out. But I still want people like arguing and fighting and complimenting and critiquing and
being the internet.
Yeah, just be the internet. I need that. I kind of relish it.
Mm-hmm.
Be the internet. That's good.
So what's the
Be
first
the
now we're going to
internet.
talk about? We got an Iron Man 3 review coming out. I know that some of my opinions have been put out on Screen Addict and here and there, and it's a very small taste, okay? And it's cut to where it's a little negative, and I don't have only negative things to say about Iron Man 3, but my full review is forthcoming. It should be out at least probably by now.
It should be out right now.
It should be out
or
right
by
now.
the time this podcast is out.
But
Yeah.
it's a controversial
I'm going to go
movie.
edit it in a minute.
Yeah. It's controversial, though. It's got a lot of...
T-Bone's only going to hang out for about 15 minutes, and he really is going to go work on the Iron Man
That's right.
video.
And hockey. He won, by the way. He's big champions last
That's right. City champs.
Yeah, now his new team is going to be called the Beaver Stuffers.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Yes, my hockey team has decided to change its logo and team name to the Beaver Stuffers after winning 2 championships in a row.
Okay.
We're now the Beaver Stuffers. So I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, we're like the evil bad team
Yeah. Like the
now.
Cobra
All right,
Kai team.
now-
that always wins.
I want to know, is someone going to draw, like...
Oh, you should
Yes,
see the logo.
there's a
Oh, there's a logo?
There's a
yeah.
logo. It's a beaver that's all muscular, and it's got a woman thrown
No,
over
but
his
it's
shoulder.
not a woman. It's just a pair of legs and an ass. You know, it's just
Yes.
holes. It's like disembodied. There's no head. You know.
Oh,
what
will
I'm
this
saying?
go?
It's
Will this go on the jersey?
just- So
Yes,
yes.
the jerseys are printed and they're in the mail.
He's thinking about
So-
switching teams.
Either that or never getting laid again when
Yeah.
any girl finds out.
Yeah, right.
that I'm
So what do you
on the
play
Beaver
for?
Stuffers.
Beaver Stuffers? Wait, it's not what you think. Or is it what you
I know.
Does that work
and
for
I can't
you?
be like, hey, Dad, come see my game.
Yeah.
We're the Beaver Stuffers. Like, what?
You guys just waving from the ice. Hi, Mom.
Oh, so lame. So lame. But
Oh, that's right.
anyways,
Comic book show. Never
yeah,
mind.
Well, moving right along. So, yeah, we got the Iron Man 3 thing going on. I have a lot of disappointments with it, obviously. Kirk, you're a little bit more positive about
I
it?
was until I saw the rough cut of the video.
Aww.
We walked in here tonight to do the podcast, and they went, "Oh, let's sit Kirk down really quickly and watch like what we have so far for
Right,
the Iron Man
the
3."
pre-cut for the Iron Man 3 video.
Yeah.
And I
Review.
was arguing with her like
Yeah,
I loved it.
up the stairs, going up the stairs, you know, we
Yeah.
were arguing through the hallways of the apartment building.
Right. And then they sat me down, and I think I just had this moment where I'm like, everything I know is wrong.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
you saying
I
you
feel
changed your mind?
I think it did.
I feel
Really?
bad now. I feel
Yeah.
I'm
like
still-
See, I don't want to take your joy away from
Yeah.
loving it.
No,
like-
I'm still going to argue it. I'm still going to argue
Okay.
that the parts that I really did like.
Okay,
But man,
I know. There's a few problems.
ugh.
There's a few problems. You
Are we going to talk about, do you want to save that for the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
all
get,
right,
we'll
we'll
get
get
back
into
into it later. Now,
We just had to pimp out that the video is coming.
so since we're talking about the Iron Man movie, let's talk about the Iron Man comics.
Okay.
So what's going on in Iron Man these days?
What's going on in Iron Man right now? Absolutely nothing that you've seen in the movies.
yeah.
The
Okay.
comics have done something completely different. When they did the Marvel Now and the reboot, and you kind of got used to the first 5 issues, we talked about this before, were very self-contained, but set up who Tony was and kind of made him re-familiar with people.
Mhm.
But now with the introduction of Guardians of the Galaxy being written by Bendis, Tony's got a new suit. He's also got a new AI that he actually named Pepper and modeled the new AI in the suit after.
P-E-R.
Yeah, after Pepper Potts.
Yes.
So
What does that acronym stand for?
we have no idea yet.
Okay.
We really don't, and I kind of hope they talk about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they did talk about it and I missed it,
Who
but
knows?
whatever. It's fucking Pepper.
It's Pepper.
And
AI Pepper.
yeah, I love Pepper. I actually really like Pepper in the comics.
Yeah.
So he takes off in this new intergalactic suit he's got.
Mm-hmm.
So the Iron Man title by himself is him gallivanting around the galaxy on Galaxy Adventure solo.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's also part of the Guardians of the Galaxy team in the Bendis title.
Right.
So it's whatever you're watching in the movie and whatever you're going to go pick up at the comic shop right now, really, they're just getting readers familiar with these characters for the Phase 2 films.
Right. Well, that's one thing. Is like I remember hearing a rumor that the Guardians of the Galaxy were going to show up maybe at the very, very end of the Iron Man film, and then it was just some BS. Like they didn't set up anything in the very, very last.
You didn't like
scene.
the very end?
I mean, it was okay, but it didn't set up anything.
We're gonna talk about that later.
The post-credit scene.
Okay.
That's what I'm definitely going to argue.
So okay, so he's on the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, I know you're not being grabbed by it.
Yeah, I picked up the first 2 issues. T-Bone was like, "You got to read them," and I was like, "Fine." And I read them, and I was like, I didn't hate it or anything like that, but
Right.
I wasn't hooked by it. I wasn't like, yeah, I gotta keep reading this. So I'm,
Well, and it's the first few issues is a really easy setup premise. There was the Point Zero title where they discuss that Star-Lord is half human because his dad was from another galaxy, and then he finds out his lineage because the aliens come back to Earth to hunt him down because he's now like a royal heir to the throne.
Yes.
They kill his mom, blow up his home, and he takes off.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does become of age and he goes out and becomes Star-Lord, he's definitely like the arrogant, not the arrogant, he's a disobedient son as far as the family's concerned.
Yeah.
And it is his job and his motley crew of space gallivanters
right. We got Groot. We got Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
We got Gamora.
Drax.
And Iron Man? Is that it?
Yeah, Iron Man,
Yeah.
but not officially yet.
Yeah,
but
kind of.
But kind of.
They're talking.
And I like it because it's really hard. Marvel, especially if you're like a Jack Kirby fan, like you're in that small percentage that have a hard time with like the new gods and the new universe and all that stuff from like the way back when.
Big Barda, whoop whoop.
Okay, Big Barda is pretty rad.
Sure.
But you do, it's hard to get into like the interstellar stuff in any universe when you're reading Marvel or DC.
Yeah, the cosmic stuff. I'm just now starting to dip my little toes in the cosmic pool. I've never really been into the cosmic stuff. I'm not against it, mind you, but I've never been like, oh, I need to learn more about this. I started
You're just a girl with pink hair on Earth.
I know, I'm just a silly girl, and I bought the Essential Adam Warlock, and I started reading that because I'm interested in that character. So I'm like, well, I need to get interested in character, So. And that was interesting. I like a lot of stuff they're doing with that. It was like kind of weird,
Right.
I'm into it.
But you're reading some Thanos.
Yeah, I picked up Thanos Rising.
Mm-hmm.
And the first issue I thought was really good. The second one I was kind of like, all right.
Okay.
It's
Jason Aaron.
I'm not like hooked by it either. It's just like I'm still kind of on the fence about it.
Right. I think that title's definitely being written for people who love Thanos.
Oh crap! I gotta go. All right, you guys have fun.
All right. Well, it was good talking.
Right,
Crap. Am I going to do the announcing
you
stuff?
You better win. Yeah. Win your game.
Stick to the schedule.
All right. This is way too much responsibility. We're alone.
Oh no.
We're alone.
Oh no. We're gonna
don't go.
Totally
don't go.
We're gonna totally start talking about like total bullshit for like 3 hours.
Sidetracked.
I know. All right. Well, have a good one.
All right.
So okay. So where are we going now?
Are we
gonna go to?
What do you want to talk about? Well. Okay, I know you're not being grabbed by it. I love it. I know it's probably really hard for Bendis to figure out like how do I write a talking raccoon.
Right.
But then you put a blaster in his hand, he starts running around the ship and killing bad guys in the face, going bang, murdered ya. So I kind of.
That was a little. I was on the fence about that. It's like I didn't know whether I hated it or I loved it. Like I can't tell. I can't tell. But I don't know. We'll see.
I'm willing to give it a chance.
Do you think that is this like really tying into the movie? Is this comic setting up the movie at all, or is it completely separate?
I think this is more because, like you said, it's not grabbing you.
Right.
So I think they're really looking for the new readers that they just are trying to get everyone up to speed on who these people are.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Guardians of the Galaxy movie is going to be awesome, or is it going to be a piece of shit?
It could go either way.
It could go either way.
Either way.
Either way.
I'm very confident in the director they got. Mm-hmm. James Gunn. He did Super with Ellen Page and Rainn Wilson. Mm-hmm. And then he's actually done a couple like cool films like that. He did like a really small, tiny indie film that I forgot the name of, but it was all about superheroes. But it was basically them just hanging out in their clubhouse talking about their issues.
Yeah.
But it was, for a low budget idea, it was really good. Oh, and he also did Slither.
Oh, yeah, Slither's great. Yeah.
Slither was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if he does have that kind of weird sense of humor, it would make sense, I think, with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That is definitely included in there.
His humor is very skewed.
Because, yeah, especially, like, if you have a fucking raccoon on the team, you gotta have a sense of humor about it, So it's like, I don't know. So we know, like, Thanos is supposed to be coming up in Avengers 2, who may or may not be. I've heard some weird things. Like, he may or may not
Who
be
knows?
the bad guy in the
Who
Avengers
knows?
2. And then, like, and I was like, I always thought the Guardians of the Galaxy would set it up for Avengers 2.
That's what we all assume.
But then now it's, I don't know. It's all up in the... Dude, ever since I've seen Iron Man 3, like...
Everything's up in the air.
Phase 2 is, like, up in the air for me right now. Like,
Right.
really bad. Like, it's just... Okay, Okay.
Okay.
All right, I got a little piece to say here. So, Joss Whedon did a great job on Avengers 1, right? But I'm really worried about Avengers 2 now because I don't want the same thing that happened to Jon Favreau to happen to Joss Whedon, where the first Iron Man movie, they let him, great, and because they let him do it.
Do what he wanted to do.
They gave him some license. Whereas the second one, Avengers 2 was, or Iron Man 2, studio interference, like, it became a giant poster for Avengers, essentially, and it, like, kind of ruined the whole movie.
And it's kind of part of the reason why the relationship with Marvel and Jon Favreau, Favreau kind of fell apart.
Bloop. Yeah.
So
it's
that's
like
why
I'm so scared for Joss Whedon. It's like, don't do that to Joss. Like, just learn.
Let Joss can do whatever he wants.
Let him do it. So
there's a lot of hand motions right now while we're talking.
Yeah, there's a lot of gesticulating as usual. I mean, you know me.
But you never know. Like you said, Avengers 1 set it up so well, but now the most, I think, captivating issue in the Marvel Phase 2 universe will be, does Robert Downey Jr. sign back on?
Right, that's a big...
And we'll talk about...
That's a big question.
I'm going to keep just peppering in through the podcast up to this argument that'll probably totally suck at the end. But
yeah, probably. It's going to be a total letdown. Get ready.
What else are we on?
All
Comics.
right, so let's do our weekly polls.
Okay.
We missed last week, but it's been like a couple of light weeks.
Couple of light weeks because last week was also Free Comic Book Day.
Woo! Free Comic Day was so much fun. But I was like, I worked so hard. I didn't even get any free comics. Not that I really was like, need free comics, but I have enough fucking comics.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun. I got to do free sketches for like people at
the comic
Earth
shop
2. Yeah. That was fun.
That was funny. You did Earth 2 in Reseda, or
Yeah.
on Reseda in Northridge,
Mhm.
and then I went to the Earth 2 in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, Darren was like trying to get me over in Sherman Oaks, but then...
You missed out.
But Chris was like, no, she's ours. Like, you have everybody else. So I felt like nice that they fought over me.
And here's the funny part. Like, you got to do free sketches and people actually came to see you. I was in line and one person recognized me.
Hey, you got one.
I got one. That's one in the column.
You got one. But yeah, I feel very torn between the two. I love both of them. I love Sherman Oaks and
I like both
Northridge.
of them.
I think they're great.
And we're not getting paid to say that, by the way.
It's a real fucking comic book shop, It's like, I'm not to shit on Meltdown, but I mean, it's like, Meltdown's got so much stuff in there. I don't need, like, I'm overwhelmed when I go in there.
Meltdown, I think
like,
if you're just the casual reader, you will get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that happening.
But I'm not even a casual reader, and I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit.
But then there's other things about Meltdown. Like, I want to start hitting up on Wednesdays the Melt.
Yeah, they have the cool, they have the little,
the stand-up comedy and, like, the podcast and stuff like that
that's
there.
Really cool.
And I want to hit that place up, because I think that store is definitely built for the next level fan.
But it's like, you know me, it's like, I like the underdogs,
Oh, of course.
It's just like,
that's why we support who we support a lot.
I know. But... let's get right into it.
Free Comic Book Day was awesome. I got my picture taken with Boba Fett.
That's awesome. I know, I saw that on Instagram. That's really cute. I think I liked it.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk about Batman and the Red Hood.
Ooh, where is that? Okay. So I'm glad that we're talking about this. I know that a lot of stuff has been going on in the Bat titles, and we always go back to Grant Morrison and what the hell is he thinking? And then, oh God, Damien's dead. And then, oh, Scott Snyder did a really great job, but now he got overshadowed by what Grant Morrison did.
Yeah, there's a lot of upheavals going on right now in Batman.
There's another level of overshadowedness.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before. Tomasi has been doing a great job on Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he has.
But now it's not Batman and Robin anymore.
Yep.
And it's become a team-up book. So it's Batman and whoever he's going to team up with that month.
Right.
So last week was...
the Carrie Kelly.
Oh, no. Last week was Carrie Kelly, but it was also Red Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And this week was Batman and Red Hood.
Right, which is one of your favorite characters.
I love Jason Todd.
Yeah, I'm down with Jason
And I
Todd.
hated him before. I hated the idea that they brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
But they've done some pretty cool stuff with him.
Yeah.
And with the Tomasi title, at the end of Death of the Family, Bruce and Jason kind of reconciled a little bit.
Yeah.
So this title does have Carrie Kelly in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is still odd.
Which is odd, and we're going to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and if you don't know who Carrie Kelly is, I'm sorry, I feel like T-Bone's still in the room.
Oh, yeah, Dark Knight Returns. She's a character from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which is not something necessarily in continuity. It's
right.
kind of its own thing, so it's a little odd to see her making an appearance.
Yeah, she became the female Robin in the future.
Yeah.
But they've reintroduced the character into current continuity. Basically, this title has Jason and Bruce hanging out in the Batcave, and Bruce looks at Jason and goes, I need you for a mission, and seriously, you're the guy I need for it. And they go off.
And you know Jason's like, oh man,
like awesome.
Dad wants me.
Yeah, like I get father-son time again.
Right,
we're working out these issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go and they take out these assassins.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's pretty badass because you got Batman breaking hands, and then you also got Red Hood, like with his 45s, like taking out kneecaps. And they're basically showing these guys no mercy in just the way that Red Hood will probably not kill in front of Dad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's perfect.
Yeah.
And so you see them do this great big beat down, and Jason's like, just like old times, you know?
Right. And finally like, oh, we're getting to do this.
Yeah, like I've missed this, Dad.
Yeah,
I really missed this. And then the slap in the face comes because they take off from that mission, and sure enough, like an hour later, driving in whatever Batmobile they have this week, they end up in Tanzania.
Yeah.
I'm going to look really quickly to make sure that I'm not going to get called out for being an idiot.
The place where Jason Todd was...
Oh, excuse me, Ethiopia, the Magdala Valley.
Okay.
Not Tanzania. I'm thinking of Star Wars. But sure enough, Bruce brings Jason back to where the Joker killed him.
Yeah.
And it was this big slap in the face because he looks at Bruce and goes, why are we here? And he's like, well, I'm kind of hoping this jogs your memory because Jason still doesn't know how he came back from the dead. Yeah. Readers kind of do.
Yeah, there's a Lazarus Pit thing, but nobody knows for sure. And Tally is not fucking telling.
It could have been the Lazarus Pit. It could have been Superboy Prime fucking with the space-time continuum. That's another theory that they told a story about. But it's this big, like, hey, here's our father-son time. By the way, I'm using you to see if this jogs your memory and you remember how you came back from the dead.
So because I could potentially bring back my real son who isn't you.
Exactly.
And it's just like, oh.
And it's this really manipulative, and I said, as we were talking earlier, like, I feel like a Professor X move. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm here to help you, but I'm also going to manipulate you to get what I really need.
Yeah.
And Jason and Bruce have basically the type of throwdown that you've always wanted to have with your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're kind of reconciled.
Like, I taught you better than that. You hit me.
And it is.
Man.
Tomasi has done great, and I also feel like there's, like I said, another level of with Morrison and with Snyder that this title really got kind of overlooked.
Yeah, and Tomasi is overlooked, I think, in general, but he should not be because he just does a fantastic job with characters and their relationships, and that's what's most important to me reading comics. It's like I'm not here for the fucking villain, okay? I'm here for fucking the character. You know, like I love Cyclops is my friend. Like Cyclops is more real to me than Angelina Jolie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that guy's a fucking he's been with me like through so much shit.
We open up a title going, I wonder what Scott's up to today.
Exactly. Like you don't, that's why you continue to read them, Right. And so, and I just love that he's so good at that, He really does explore their relationship.
Especially even going back to when Nobody was on the title, or in the title.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Nobody trying to lure Damian away from Batman and showing what he can be. Like, that was such great character development and building.
Oh, my God. And then he's like, you didn't really think I, win over Dad, And then Batman's like, no,
of course not.
Like, that was
because you're my son, and,
God, that was so good. Yeah.
So that was my rant about Batman.
Yeah, way to go, Tomasi. Like, fuck you.
I
know that you probably don't get enough props, and we're here
and
to
I feel like
props.
Tomasi has really kept the quality of this title up because of the cards he's being dealt in DC editorial.
And it seems like he really does care about it, you know, and like that's the main thing. Like I can always see that, whether it's a movie or a comic or whatever. It's like I can tell if you care, and he cares, and I always appreciate that.
That was cool. So what else?
All right, let's just keep going with the superhero stuff
let's
for
do
a minute
that first
before we get into the indie stuff. X-Force, Uncanny X-Force.
X-Force.
You know, it's it's a slow burn so far, and
Yep.
it's like, get into the fucking story. Like, what issue are we on right now?
We are now on issue 4.
Issue 4.
And
we
I
still
haven't-
haven't even gotten the team together. Like,
I know.
Shit.
We're still not quite sure if we're a team yet.
Yeah.
2 reasons for that. One, Sam Humphries has got a really hard job of following up Rick Remender.
I know.
That's a really
I
hard
know.
gig to follow.
It is a really hard gig to follow.
And he's doing pretty good right now. I like the idea and the concept.
Yeah, I just want to see more action, though. I
Yeah.
just want to see a little more...
X-Force being fucking X-Force?
Yeah, like, I want them to get together and, like, fucking figure it out, man. Just start doing it. Like...
And I think another
Puck
thing...
is cracking me up, though.
Puck is...
Jesus Christ.
With all these freaking femme fatales on the team...
Yeah.
Am I actually tuning in for Puck right now?
Like, he's amazing. He's just so funny. Like, it's this little mustachioed... little tiny man is full of muscles, and
he's just not scared.
You know, and I love that in the end of the last issue, you know, they beat up Bishop finally, and you have Puck, and he stands on top of him after he punched him out, you know, and he looks all, you know, puffed up and everything, and then you see Wolverine, who's, like, looking at his iPad, and it has a picture of Puck, like, you know.
Oh, yeah, Wolverine's like...
And Wolverine's like, Jesus.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, God. You know, what are they even doing over... That's just... That was a good
This
callback.
is not what I had in mind when I sent you out to downtown LA
Yeah.
to handle the situation, guys.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, I just want them to get into it, you
Right.
know, like get into it already. You know?
And I think the other thing why it's still kind of a slow burn is with Remender's run, they were putting those titles out anywhere between 3 to 2 weeks apart from each other. So we were getting a lot more story a lot quicker.
Yeah.
They didn't do that with this Marvel Now title. It's You have to wait a month.
Yeah.
You got to wait a month for each title. So,
yeah.
But we're sticking with it.
Yeah, it's been good. And you know, another thing, some other superhero titles that we could just, and you know, we talk about these superhero titles all the time. All new X-Men, Superior Spider-Man, and Thor are all continuing to kick
They're
ass.
still fucking rad.
Like, I just can't tell you enough, you know, just read it. Thor's on issue 8. Every single one's been fantastic.
And that's Jason
Superior-
Aaron. I'm still going to wait for the entire thing to wrap up because I
Yeah.
cannot wait to read this all at one time.
Like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then Superior Spider-Man, we're on number 9. And the 9th issue has an amazing cover with the Spider-Man brain and the maze and Peter Parker's running. And you know,
Yeah.
it's such a cool cover. I love it. And that's been, and then all new X-Men. We're on issue 11 and they're still doing good, man.
I feel like I'm getting, you know how we were kind of frustrated about Wolverine and the X-Men? It's like, I just want to get back to the school.
Right.
I want to see what's going on with the school. I want to see
Right.
what's going on with the characters.
Yeah, we're finally seeing that a little bit.
I'm getting that out of my Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on at the school. I want to see, like, where the relationships are going.
And I really like what they've been doing with Jean Grey, where
Mhm.
she's really struggling with her powers and, like, the moral ambiguity of using her powers
Right.
and, you know, and all that sort of interesting stuff, like, and showing that she's not as powerful, you know, as everyone, you know, remembers her, and it's just this whole big thing.
Dude,
That's
Kitty
really
Pryde has to
interesting.
put her in check.
Yeah, that was odd. And, like,
Kitty
and-
Pryde putting the almighty Jean Grey.
Right, and Jean Grey was, like, her, you know, kind of sponsor deal in a lot of ways,
Right.
you know, like Jean Grey raised Kitty Pryde,
Right.
and then now Kitty Pryde has to raise Jean Grey, which is a really interesting turn.
And it's a lot of fun, and also Bendis is doing a great job while I'm still getting the story and the relationships that are going on at the school. What's Mystique up to?
What's Mystique up to?
You
know, it's annoying me at this point, though.
But I want to see it. I
and
know
people keep getting tricked by her bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you guys are still getting tricked by fucking Mystique.
how many times are you gonna fall for that
like,
joke?
How many
times?
And like that they've done it like in 2 or 3 comics now, where it's like she does the same thing. Where like, oh, I'm somebody else. I get into the place, and then
Yep.
oh, fuck you, and then they have, you know, I don't know. It's.
But I mean, I like that it's in the back
and they're
simmering.
just trying to like make some money or something, you know. And
Well, they
it's
did
like,
just steal a bunch of Stark money.
you know, and
and
it's
Stark's
like,
out in space right now,
well, then
so.
go get your money and go somewhere then. Like, I don't know. Like,
Just
that's
win the
money.
lottery.
That's all you
I don't
want.
know.
Money. You're still, after all this time, you're just like money. You know, it's like, I feel like they would have, not necessarily they have to be like, oh, I have some big mutant cause, but I'd like to see them do something a little more,
Right.
you know, I don't know. They're older at this point.
It's like we're tired of Lex Luthor always
Like, it's
being
like-
about property and real.
Right,
you
fuck
know,
you, real estate,
and
Lex
land,
Luthor.
and-
Like,
yeah.
ugh, that's such a mess. Such a mess.
Bleh.
Well, let's get into the indie comics that have been coming out.
There's really cool indie stuff.
Man, 10 grand. Let's start with that.
Okay, 10 grand is Ben Templesmith doing the art, and I think he also helped co-write the story with
Mhm.
J. Michael Straczynski. This was a team up I wasn't actually waiting for or expecting in comics.
Yeah.
But the first
Right.
issue sets up an amazing premise. Straczynski, again, he's hit and miss with me. Used to write Babylon 5, did one of my favorite runs on Amazing Spider-Man, but then he's had some really bad misses with, like, his Superman stories and things like that. And T-Bone is sending us text just to make sure that we're doing our job right.
A comic page to make some cool transitions for phase 2 of the show. We got some slick new transitions on the way.
Cool. That's another teaser.
Mm-hmm.
And yet 10 Grand has just beautiful fucking art.
It's really cool.
Dark and noir.
It's like everything that Constantine should be.
Yes.
It's just like...
And everything that Temple Smith works on is really that macabre, zombies, ethereal, like spirit realm, heaven and hell. Like the secret world that we don't see. And just for the art alone.
And it's well researched too. I mean, there's a lot of occult ideas in there that are like real ideas that are, I mean, I'm into that sort of weird shit. So I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's a couple things that basically, I guess, the guy is doing work for heaven.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
You set it up.
Okay, so, he's kind of like this detective-ish type deal for hire. He'll take care of a weird problem that you have. You got to bring him 10 grand, in an envelope, whatever. But the whole deal was like him and his wife was killed by one of his some job from a long time ago before he got to do all this.
Like a gangster thug thing gone wrong.
Right. And so his wife died. She's in heaven. He loves her, obviously.
The undying love.
But then the angel's like, if you want to spend eternity with her and not go to hell, we'll we'll bring you back, but you're going to work for us until you have a righteous death, and we say that it's cool,
But every time that he dies, he only gets to spend 5 minutes with his wife.
Yeah.
Before he has to come back to Earth and take another job.
Yeah.
How cool.
It's really interesting. It's really
How
interesting.
Cool.
I was very much not surprised necessarily, but I mean I was just like, wow, it grabbed me.
Yeah, it's a great concept and it's really well written and that art, again, I keep coming back for the art.
Yeah.
Temple Smith has done some stuff where I'm like, the story sucked, but God, I'm drooling over these pages. So
yeah, I follow him on Instagram as well.
There you go.
Well,
what
there
else?
was also Polarity that I picked up at the behest of Darren at Earth 2. And I was not disappointed. And in fact, I got bitten today by the variant cover deal because they didn't have the second issue. And they're like, well, we don't know when we're going to get it in. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I need this second issue. And they're like, all we have is this $15 variant cover. And I was like, God damn it. And I bit the bullet. It was a light week anyways. So I was like, fine. Fuck you. I'll do it. I'm not proud of it. I don't want it. But
did you feel a little dirty?
I did. I didn't like it.
But is the story still worth the $15?
It's still really good.
Yes.
It's like 1 of 4, I believe. It's just like a small mini series, and it's okay. So the deal with Polarity is you have this character, this guy. He's an artist. He has some serious bipolar issues, and he is taking medication at the time. And he realizes that his work was better when he was fucked up, and he's kind of like, in this like, I hate where I am, and I don't like these people that I'm hanging out with, and so he decides to stop taking his meds, and then like shit starts getting really weird, and he starts figuring out like, hey, these paranoias that I have, they're not fake, like, when you start figuring out that like he's not crazy necessarily, and it's this whole thing like maybe he has like super bipolar disorder that gives him powers or some. I don't know. It's interesting.
Whoa.
It's really interesting. I've been having a lot of fun with it so far. So I definitely say pick it up. I would say Polarity. I put it on my.
But didn't you tell me that like at one point he's at a party and now he's got the idea that maybe he does have these superpowers and
he wants to try them out. He wants to try them out, and he's on his meds at the time, but he knows that if you take drugs with the meds, then it like negates the meds really quickly.
Gotcha.
So he asks his girlfriend that he hates, "Hey, do you got any coke?" She's like, oh, yeah, here you go. But they don't say Coke in the comic.
Right.
Whatever. So do you
have any Charlie?
He gets all gacked out, and then he's like, starts like seeing what everybody's like really about, and starts like going through the party list, being like, you did this. You secretly like this one guy's like, you secretly like pop punk from the turn of the century, and like, it's hilarious.
No one wants to be called out on their love for Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, they don't.
Nope.
And especially at a hipster party, because it is very like written like hey, like whoever's writing it, it's like fuck hipsters, like
Gotcha.
they're very much sticking it to what the hipster would be.
Okay.
So I guess that's me and you apparently,
Whoops.
everybody. But who knows? I think if you're
I'd love to meet that guy at a party,
I
though.
think that if you're in your 30s, I think you're just considered a hipster.
No matter what.
Like, I think that if you're just in that general age range, like...
We're like...
And you don't have,
actually,
like, a wife and kid and, like, two-car
right,
garage.
and you just actually kind of care about how you look and how you present yourself.
Right, and you have a look.
How
and
dare
you're
you.
conscious of things,
Yeah.
but, whatever, no big deal.
I'm sorry, I combed my hair today. I'm such a hipster.
I know, such an asshole. Hate your beard.
Fuck my beard. Ugh.
You're the worst.
I grow it because I hate it, so I just hate myself.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so funny that people, like, I continue every single video to get comments like, your fucking hair,
How dare you?
Your hair is so ugly. And it's like, maybe I cut it this way because I hate you. Maybe I cut it this way because I would never have sex with you in a million years, and I want you to think that I don't look good to you because you're an asshole. Like, maybe that's why.
That works.
Just saying. Just get a little aggressive here.
No, I bought a motorcycle and the beard kind of came with it.
I know. See, I'm too, well, I'd love to, like, have a motorcycle, but, like, I don't know. I need my hands. I don't want to, like, fall off and die. And, like, that would happen.
No,
to me.
I totally get it.
I'm a little person,
I'm
man.
addicted to the adrenaline. I love it.
I got a big personality, but I got a little, tiny, fragile body, and, like, I'm aware of this.
So, basically, your idea of going out and getting an adrenaline rush is, let's drive a tank.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
something very protective. I'm into, like, when I was a kid, I didn't, like, climb up trees and shit. I was like, I am not breaking my arm, because I saw some assholes do that shit, and I was like, nope, not for me.
See, I was always a kid on the playground who would watch someone do something stupid and go, cool, I just learned from your lesson. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've never, I'm not, I mean, I take risks, but
Okay,
not
I'm having a meatball
ones.
break really
Oh,
quickly.
yeah, we got mini meatballs in the house. We got little, like, some mini pizzas.
Some beer going tonight.
It's excellent.
What else?
Well, let's talk about...
I've given you a lot of responsibility here. Like, what's next?
I know. Well, let's talk about, we watched Gravity, the Gravity trailer. Let's
Oh,
get into
my
some
God.
movie stuff here. Man.
Let me get this meatball in my mouth first.
Okay, so Kirk came over and he's like, oh my God, guys, before we start the podcast, you have to go see this trailer. So we're like, okay, and we go watch it, and man, that looks so scary. Oh my gosh.
This trailer for Gravity looked like George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're like huge fans of how well cut a trailer can be.
Oh, yeah.
To get us excited about the film.
Yeah. And it, it wasn't, yeah.
But this thing from beginning to end gave me anxiety. And we're talking a minute 30 of trailer.
Terrifying.
I had so much anxiety watching it that I'm not sure if I can go see this movie.
You might need to take a Xanax to go see
Maybe.
the movie.
Or like a belt of scotch or something.
like something, because it's just like, astronauts, and there's explosions, and they're like flying into space.
They're working on a satellite, and then the satellite starts exploding.
And they start re-entering the fucking Earth's
and everyone's just flying around in space trying to grab stuff, and they're trying to grab each other.
But it's like,
and there's, oh my God.
That's what I want to know, is like, is that what the whole movie's about, or is there like, or is that just, I don't know.
Is that just the one action sequence, and the rest of it is now a survival story?
Right. Is it kind of like an open water type situation where it's just like, we're in fucking space and we gotta fucking figure it out.
And those movies where I have nothing but complete like abandonment and desolation around me, like, I mean, maybe it's blame Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. Like, when it came down to it's just you and this thing and no one else around, and where's the help going to come from? That's when I freak out. Well,
it's like, I love that in the original, or in the first Star Trek movie that J.J. Abrams did, the reboot one, where, Bones is like, space is like cold and darkness wrapped in fucking
wrapped in fear and drugs and my ex-wife.
It was like so funny. Like, I was just like, oh damn, space is fucking scary. Yeah. Like, that shit's a vacuum, my friend. Like, space blows my mind on a like regular basis.
All the time. And something to point out about Gravity is that it looks like it's told today. This isn't like futuristic astronauts. This is like it's one of our shuttles up there working on one of our satellites, or like the, oh God, I can't.
Speaking of which, I think it's really good timing for this movie, because we're just starting to revitalize our space program. Because now, they have this. I don't know if you've heard this, guys. This is crazy. I'm from a space town where like everybody's like into space and shit, and everybody's a rocket scientist. Like, that's where I'm from. Like, I've touched parts that have been on a space shuttle. Like, I've been in clean rooms and stuff. It's totally crazy. And so I try to stay up on what's going on.
Right.
And I know that a few years ago when Obama first came in, he was like kind of cut the budget of NASA a whole bunch. And they
We're not going to get political, but they did cut NASA's budget a lot.
And they had less than 1% of the budget. I mean, they did not. It's not like it's like, that's bullshit. Why would you even cut that?
I'm sorry, but we do need to point out Billy Bob Thornton said it best in Armageddon. That's a whole lot of goddamn sky out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and like okay. So now they're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out. We're gonna lasso this asteroid.
Oh, I did hear about this.
We're gonna bring it back, put it in orbit. Either I've heard around the moon and I've heard around Earth. I don't know.
There's two theories are up right now.
Right.
I think they're saying for the sake of Earth around the moon.
Right. Yeah. That would make more sense. Like, because then you already have the moon going around Earth. So I mean, is that going to be a conflict?
That's just.
Like,
I don't need to bring something as big and fucking
Right.
huge as an astronaut closer to Earth or
right.
Asteroid
Right.
closer to Earth. I don't need that. That freaks me out.
That's fine. Yeah, put
Yeah.
it around the moon.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go up there, and then we're gonna like harvest stuff that's on the asteroid potentially, or sun.
Mhm.
But the whole thing is that right now we don't have a manned spaceflight program. We don't have astronauts going into space right now. Or if they are, they're going through the international stuff. They're not.
Or we just don't know.
Well,
about
we've
it.
retired all of our shuttles. We don't have a shuttle right now.
Nope.
Like they're so they have to rebuild new shuttle.
And don't forget, our shuttles are from the 80s.
Yeah, and they're pieces of shit.
We were
like,
sending.
they really are. Like,
we are sending
they're
like
unsafe.
Oldsmobile 88s.
Right.
Out
it's
into
like,
space.
It's time for a new fucking shuttle
Yeah.
at this point. So, but I'm really excited though for that. Like, it's like, oh man, like we're going, because I was really bummed. I was like, we're not gonna go into space. Like, I mean, I know it's not like the movies, and but it's like that hope and that.
The cool thing is, and I love the fact that like Neil deGrasse Tyson has become so popular on the internet because of like just who he is as a person, as a scientist, that he has been pushing like that it's detrimental for the human race to keep putting people in space. Like if we don't keep pushing the boundaries of what we think we can do, then we might as well just like curl up and die.
And it's like, why the fuck aren't we like, why we gotta go to Mars, motherfucker?
Hey,
Like,
we
like,
did
let's go to
draw
Mars.
a penis on Mars.
We did draw a penis.
We did draw a penis
That
on
was
Mars,
pretty
and
awesome.
that is pretty awesome for the entire
That is
human
pretty
race
awesome.
altogether.
Let's terraform that bitch. Let's figure it out.
And when Mars wakes up, it's gonna be so pissed. Oh man.
Totally, I would be.
Oh, Mars is gonna be like, fucking humans drew a penis on my face.
Damn it! Not again. Not again. Yeah. So side note, yeah, space flight's awesome, and we should all encourage that. And I'm really excited that we're gonna like revitalize. Like, we're just gonna be like phase fucking 2 of like what we're gonna do in space. So that's really exciting.
Let's lasso that fucking
where's
asteroid.
Our moon base? Like, we don't even have a moon base. Like, come on, man.
Well, I think the wrong person saw the first Total Recall, and I guess that idea pretty much got nixed.
Yeah.
So
it's too bad.
It's all right.
I want to go to the moon base. Do you want to take? Let's take.
Do you want to do Twitter questions?
Twitter questions?
Okay.
Let's check out our Twitter and see what's going on over here.
All right. So Twitter, Facebook questions.
All right.
I still feel very lonely without T-Bone here right now
I
doing.
know. I wish he didn't have to go. But
All right.
his hockey games are always at the worst times. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm always like, really. It's always at a time where I'm like, really, like right now, like okay.
Oh well. All right. So what was the first question?
So Patrick Keegan on Twitter says, I'm wrestling with letting go of physical comics and going digital, currently half and half. What about you guys?
Oof.
I can't do digital yet. I'm not ready. I know I'm probably going to have to, maybe. I don't want to. I don't like computers. They don't like me,
Yeah,
But I understand why it is good for some people, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like bagging and boarding is an entire issue. Storage is an entire issue. I mean...
Digital's just cheaper. The titles are cheaper.
It's easier to deal with, I get it.
Yeah.
And I can see how, like, if you want to get the digital issues and then you want to get the trade paperback later, if you really like it, and then have it on the shelf. But I can't read digital novels. Like, I don't do Kindles. I can't do it.
You're talking to somebody who, I still got 24 long boxes of comics.
Yeah.
And I still have to pay my mother.
But it's like, we're old school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like
I've been
hard
collecting for so long. Like, and I'm not going to lie, I share a storage unit with my mom. Like, so she still gets money from me at the end of the month so that I can store my comics in her storage unit.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, until, like, that convenience is gone, I'll have to probably reconsider something else.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. It's like, like, my comics thing has just, like, it just keeps growing and growing.
Right.
And it's like, and now they're so crazy and erratic. Like, you have to have a whole system to keep them together,
Yes.
And it's like, and I think, hopefully we'll be able to move pretty soon into a bigger apartment. We'll have a bigger space to work out of because there's just not enough fucking room in this fucking house for 2 sets and a living room. But,
I actually have about 3 long boxes in the corner that I put like a really nice drape over.
Yeah.
Like now that's like a corner table with like some pictures on it.
You should
and
make it like a little
lamp.
altar or something. Like put some candles.
Yeah,
on
like
it.
I could totally take the long boxes and shape like a really awesome chair out of it, like a big giant throne.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea. But yeah, but like I said, I can see why digital comics are, I can see how that's good for some people. And plus also, your nerd doesn't have to show, if you're embarrassed about it or something, which you shouldn't be. But I mean,
don't be embarrassed by it.
But some people
if you
are, don't want to necessarily advertise that they're doing that, whatever.
Right. It's like you watch porn
lame,
and you tell everyone that you watch porn, but you still clear your history after you're done watching the porn.
Yeah. So, it's like I get that too, whatever. But like I said, I just can't do digital. I just don't like looking at a fucking computer screen. And I'm an artist too, so it's like I like to be able to go back and flip through a comic and like be inspired and look at this art. And I just like the I like to touch. I'm a toucher.
I still have to. Yeah, I still have to
and the
own
smell,
it. I have to.
And I like going in. And the main thing is I like going into the comic book shop, like we were talking about Earth 2. It's
right.
like I look forward to going into Earth 2 and talking to my people and like having a whole
going and see who's in there, and
like
especially when you want to hang out with other nerds, like that's where you want to. I mean, granted, yes, there are chat rooms for that and the internet, but I mean, those are for jerks. But like, if you're someone who's genuinely excited about what you're reading and what's going on in the story, and like you want to talk to people about it, that's where you go find them.
Yeah. So,
well, I have a tip for people who don't know what to do yet with the digital. Mm-hmm. If you're still not cool with it and you're still buying the issues, I know last week we were talking about how do you get new people into comics. Mm-hmm. This is what I've been doing. I don't care. Talk about the value of the comic, whatever. Kiss my ass. I don't give a shit. I collect them to read them.
Me too.
Pull up the tab and give your friend the code.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I just, because you get the digital download for free if you buy.
Yeah, because every Marvel title has a
just
digital
about
download?
Now.
Yeah, like a lot of them I've noticed have digital downloads.
And I've given, like, someone will say, like, well, what's up with Spider-Man? Or they'll listen to the show, or they'll go see the YouTube.
Check this out.
And I've given people a couple of codes to a few of the issues, and not 30 minutes later a text back going like, holy shit, you're absolutely right.
Right. That's really cool. That's really smart.
And then they pay it forward because then they have to go buy the issue.
Yeah.
And then they're giving that code to somebody else.
Yeah. No,
it's a wicked web we weave.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, digital comics, I'm not against them. They're not personally for me right yet.
There's a place for them.
There's a place for them, but I like the touch. I like the smell and the thing and the having it, and
they're just awesome.
And plus it's like that's another thing. It's like I'm gonna spend $3 on some fucking I don't have anything. I like to have something in my hand.
God forbid, like the next Adobe upgrade for your computer, like screws up the files, or like I've had enough problems with losing files.
And that's another thing. It's like I was saying, computers really don't like me, and I don't necessarily like them either all the time. So it's like if I'd be the asshole that happens to, and then I'd be like, no, and it would just ruin everything. And I don't know. I just like getting on the couch and getting snuggled up. And
the less power the computer has, the better.
Yeah.
Before they rise up and take over.
Oh my gosh,
whatever.
Like that's why I just like pencil and paper. It's just like there's the least amount of things that can break as possible.
Right.
And that's what works for me.
All right. Next question.
So, Anthony Thomas on Facebook was asking, I was just wondering, considering you're comic book girl 19, does it ever annoy you? Not like full-blown rage, but is there perhaps a small part of you that wishes that you got more recognition for your comic book stuff more so than your Game of Thrones stuff?
Game of Thrones!
Game of Thrones. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this is my thing, Anthony. That's kind of like a yes or no question. Or not a yes or no question. It's a yes or no answer. Yes, I wish my comic book videos would get more hits because I feel like more people, I want to share it with more people.
Yeah.
I do want to share it with more people. But at the same time, I really do love Game of Thrones, and it's like, I'm comic book girl, but I'm also a very well-rounded individual, and I like movies and comics and
the pop culture and the geekness.
Everything. I like a lot of different stuff. I get bored with just one thing,
right.
So, it's, and I get it, and it is, and the thing about Game of Thrones is like, God, I read this stuff when I was in college, and like, I couldn't get anyone to read those fucking books, man. I was trying to get my mom and my uncle and like all my friends to read it, and everyone's like, no, I don't want to read it. And then now it's like, now I can talk to people about it for what, and it's just, and I'm not, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not like, oh, I don't want other people to like Game of Thrones. Like, I want other people like Game
But
of Thrones.
after years of frustration, people not getting on board because you were trying to tell them about it, and then you found your calling where like you start a YouTube channel so you could tell people about it.
Yeah.
Now like it's being fed, and you get to talk to people about it.
I can't believe that I drive down the road and I see a giant ad with Daenerys Targaryen on it.
Yeah.
Like I would have never in my life imagined that happening. And I think that's kind of cool, you know.
I mean, especially because Game of Thrones,
fantasy.
especially the HBO series, the idea got batted around for a few years, and a lot of people took one look at the series and went, this is unfilmable. We can't do this. You know, and I love that it's unfilmable argument, but...
Well, the thing that I love most about Game of Thrones, other than it being awesome and being Game of Thrones, is that in the higher context, in the higher sense, this show is telling people at the top that people like smart entertainment. They want to be challenged, and they want something that's like complex and that you have to pay attention to, because you see all this other shit on TV that's just for fucking, you know... like the lowest common denominator,
and they spoon feed you the next
and they think
clue
that think that audiences are just the dumbest people on earth, and it's like, you know what, we're not as dumb as you people at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we want a little bit more, and I'm just so excited to have things like Game of Thrones catch fire and people are excited about it. And I think it's because, and I think the reason why it is so successful is because people are starved for really smart television, you know, and it's just like,
well, I mean,
God.
I mean, I've had plenty of friends that are writers, and I'm kind of fortunate enough because I never fell into being an LA native. Never fell into the whole I want to be in the industry game.
Right.
That said and done, most of my friends are that are in the quote unquote the game, are banging their heads up against the wall because you know, pilot season has to be one of the most asinine, stupid, like rat race things to ever happen, and you wonder why network television is just getting destroyed by cable now.
Well, I mean,
you know,
well, it's just like, and TV ain't the only game in town anymore. I mean, things like Hulu and Netflix and illegally downloading and the internet, and it's just like,
I watched the first few episodes. Oh, crap, I forgot the name of it, but it's the new Kevin Spacey series on Netflix.
Oh, House of Cards.
It's awesome.
I've heard it's amazing.
It's awesome.
And if I swear to you, if Arrested Development season 4 that's coming out on Netflix this month, if that wins an Emmy, like, TV's gonna shit their pants.
Fuck you, TV.
Like, and that's and they're the perfect people to deliver that fuck you to TV, because Fox fucked them over so hard, unfairly. And it's
Arrested Development. I'll never forget, like, the speech that they won, or they gave when they won, like, all the awards. Like, apparently we're making the best show on television. You're just not watching it.
Yeah.
And they got cut. They won Best Comedy Series, and got canceled.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's crazy. It's I don't know.
Because I think people weren't watching it because of all the shit that was out. Like, I don't give a fuck about reality television. I hate it.
I don't want to see The Voice. I don't want to see American Idol. I don't want to see Dancing with the Stars.
And that was the height of
Teen Mom,
reality being shoved down our fucking throats.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing too, is like with the internet, that's reality TV now. Because you see just assholes like me who just fucking, I want to make a show, and you're just doing what you want to do, and there's no FCC, and there's no nothing, and you can just say whatever you want, and it's...
I invented the question mark! And people were like, 5,000 hits.
You know? And people know that reality TV isn't reality, and it's kind of loosely...
It's edited into fucking hell.
Yeah, soft scripted and all that sort of
Yeah, I got into a huge argument. Well, I don't even want to, because it has nothing to do with this show, but like, I'm so sick and tired of reality.
I know.
I love the fact that right now Fox is scrambling because...
and again, Game of Thrones, like, you know, fucking, it's not reality, and it's fantastic. People love it. Yeah. You know, it's like...
You know, I love the fact that, like...
It's more real than reality TV.
It's even better.
It is.
Whatever. It's fucking stupid. I know. I hate television. All right, keep going.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I can't afford cable, you know, and I haven't had it for quite some time now. But, like, once you get away from cable and you realize, like, I don't need that. And why was I worried about the shit on my DVR box? And, like, who cares? And, like... It frees you up in I can't do commercials. No. They're such a fucking bummer. In the news, oh my god.
Best thing I ever did was get rid of my cable.
Yeah.
In fact, the best thing I ever did was move out of the place that had the cable.
And it's like, and with Netflix and Hulu and shit like that, it's like, you don't even fucking need it. Like, come on. And the thing is, like, I've been hawking Netflix since it first came out. When I was in high school, I was working at Suncoast Video, and Netflix just came out, and I was, like, telling people about it. But it's like, I feel like somebody at the top of Netflix is, like, fucking really cool. Because look at all the weird documentaries that are on Netflix.
Oh, there's so much rad stuff on there.
There's so much, like, truth shit on there,
Yeah.
and the TED Talk stuff,
And I love all the
oh my
conspiracy
God,
stuff that gets up on it.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
have tons of
yeah.
amazing conspiracy stuff, like tons of amazing documentaries, like. And the fact that they are like fucking with TV and stuff, it's like it's amazing. Like I love like the balls over at Netflix. Like I'm waiting, and like I swear to God, I really do wish that I had a show going on when Netflix raised their rates and everyone was bitching about having to pay an extra $1. It's like you fuckers spend $200 a month on cable, and fucking Netflix wants another fucking $1, and you're like shitting your pants.
When they did the whole we're gonna separate the streaming and the DVD thing, and I saw
it's like fuck DVDs.
but I saw what they added to the streaming. I was
Right.
like, I'm cool.
Yeah, I was already only on streaming.
$8 a month to like.
Fuck you.
I mean, I want to slap people. They're like, I don't know. I turn on Netflix and then I get overwhelmed about the choices. So sometimes I don't even watch it.
I like to be
me?
spoon-fed my entertainment.
Yeah,
I want to be told what to watch.
I need to know that at 8 o'clock this is on. It's like,
you fucking asshole. Like, you are not a part of the new regime, man. It's the age of Aquarius. Fuck you. Like, I don't want to watch shit when you tell me to watch. I want to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it, you know? Because I keep really weird hours, man. Like, I am not up. Like, I go to bed at 6 in the morning sometimes. It's pretty fucked up.
Dude, I was...
Really
you
bad.
told me you went to bed at 6. I was like, oh, you could have texted me.
I know. I didn't even... Like, I don't even... Like, I just assume everyone else is normal and that, like, we're the only ones.
I didn't even get out of bed until like 2:30, 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, it's
don't talk about that. Sorry, Mom.
It's pretty bad. We're terrible people. No, we're not. You know what? This is the thing.
Awesome.
This is the thing that kills me about that sort of shit is people are like, oh, you slept till 3. You must be some kind of fucking slacker. And it's like, I'm up the same amount of hours you're up. I'm just up at different hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still doing stuff during my hours.
Especially like when I tell friends, like, dude, I got to go home and I got to edit tonight. They're like, well, dude, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, yeah. Like, I need to sit up and
right. Yeah.
And
it's
work.
like we were fucking filming shit at like 3 in the morning. Like, I had a fucking Tony Stark fucking thing. Goatee drawn on my face. I saw it.
It's awesome.
In the middle of the night, you know, we were just like drunk and like running around being crazy and like just having a good time.
But working. They were drunk and crazy, but working.
But that's the thing. It's just, I don't know. It's like, and at night, everyone's asleep, so you don't get their stupid brain waves, you know, annoying you. Like, you can think better when everyone else is asleep. I swear to God, I truly believe that.
That's when I come alive. Let's do one more question.
All right, we got Paolo.
All right.
Who is asking, who would you cast as Doctor Strange in the upcoming announced Doctor Strange movie for Phase 3?
First of all, they announced a Doctor Strange film?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know this.
Yeah, it's announced. Phase 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even though we're just dipping our toes into Phase 2...
Right, they're already announcing shit for Phase 3.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah. See,
I
don't know who I would cast, but I know what I want it to look like. Like, I want it to be really weird, really, like, almost psychedelic, you know? I want it to be very stylized the way it looks. Because Doctor Strange... His name's fucking Doctor Strange. He's supposed to be weird. Like, he's into weird stuff. And I just want to see...
Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. Let's get really weird. Like, let's get some cosmic shit going on and just fucking weird colors and patterns and... I don't know.
You know, as long as they don't look at the Constantine film and go, oh, they did that, so we should do that.
Jesus Christ, dude. And that's the thing. Like, Doctor Strange is not Constantine.
No, not at all.
Like, he shouldn't be dark and realistic, you know, like, at all. Like, he should be ridiculous.
I would love, I want to see him be the Sorcerer Supreme, like, and I don't want to see the costume, like, dumbed down.
Right.
I want to see them try to make that ridiculous costume.
Weird cheetah glove thing.
Yeah. Like, I want to see the big high collar. Right. And maybe even make a joke about it, like, so what's up with the collar? It's like, well, when you're Sorcerer Supreme, this is what they give you. Like, you know, just you just have to roll with it.
Like, I would love to see them, again, it's just, I don't know, they don't have to, keep it fun. You know, it's okay, it's fucking Doctor Strange. It's not supposed to be serious.
And the bummer is that everyone knows who Doctor Strange is, but, like, name one of his enemies.
Right.
You know?
It's like, is Dormammu, maybe? You know, like...
But Strange is the guy they go to when they have an idea for a new character, and they're like, let's put in Doctor Strange's world and see what happens. Yeah. Who would play Doctor Strange, though?
I don't know. He's got to be very handsome with a nice mustache, though. But I like the handlebar mustache that he does nowadays.
Right.
I'm into the handlebar mustache. I like the silver on the sides of the hair.
Yeah, they did age him, especially when he wasn't Sorcerer Supreme for a little bit, and Brother Voodoo was.
Yeah.
That whole little kind of like dumbed down, not dumbed down, but he got to be able to relax a little bit.
Right.
That was cool stories to read.
I'm down with that. But just my only thing with Doctor Strange is just don't make it too serious. Just keep it weird.
Hey, wait, Fassbender does Marvel and X-Men and all that crap. Damn it. He's always my go-to for a great character.
I'll watch Fassbender do whatever.
He's always my go-to. And Fassbender would have been an awesome Doctor Strange.
He would be. I could see that. I think if
You
you
know
give him
what?
like 10 years, I think he'd be perfect.
Yeah, and
I think-
what I'm really scared about is that like someone in Marvel's like, so what's Johnny Depp up to? Like, God,
Oh my
Damn
god,
it.
dude! I would fucking throw up.
God.
I don't know. I couldn't deal with that. I don't know. It's like I don't hate Johnny Depp. I know he's a good actor. I've seen like on that fucking Life's Too Short deal. I don't know if you guys
He was
have seen it.
hilarious.
So fucking funny. Look up the clip. Life's Too Short. Johnny Depp. It's the funniest fucking
Ricky
thing.
Gervais
It's amazing. And
show with Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, yeah. And
Oh, that skit killed.
and it's like, fuck you. You're funny. Like you're a fucking cool guy.
And
if you did
especially,
that.
yeah, especially after you watch
Like, when
like
is his contract
the-
with Disney?
I don't know, like the last shitty. And I don't care who I piss off. That last Pirates flick sucked.
Dude, I didn't even
balls.
see it. Fuck Pirates.
It
Fuck. I said it. You can quote
sucked.
me. Fuck Pirates. The first one's good.
First one's great, and then after that, I'm
Second
like,
one, I was like,
yeah.
The third one, I walked out of. The fourth one, I didn't even go see. Isn't there a fifth one? I don't even
Yep,
know.
they're coming
if
out with
there's-
it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But
You want to talk about no character development? That's
that because he's just Jack Sparrow.
He never learns. He never grows. He never changes.
He's just out for himself, and we get it.
And it's like fucking boring.
And-
Next.
And the bummer is that you watch these flicks that he's done, and you're like, now him and Tim Burton are just fucking phoning it in.
Dude, quit
And-
working with Tim Burton, first of all.
And I don't
What
even think he
happened to
sees any of his
him?
own films. And I'm pissed off because I know them to get dragged in to go see Lone Ranger. I know it.
You
I know
go
it.
see that and tell me how it goes, because I am not doing that one.
But then you watch that clip on Life is Short.
Yeah! It's
And
like, fuck you.
Where's
that's funny.
this Johnny Depp?
Right.
Where's this one?
Like, because he seems like, if he's cool enough to do that skit,
Right.
you know, and pull it off perfectly.
And he was hilarious. He delivered the line awesome.
Completely perfect
Played
delivery.
it cheeky, but played it tongue-in-cheek enough where he was making fun of himself, but he still took him seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it was just perfectly pitched. Perfectly.
Like, have a movie of Johnny Depp playing Johnny Depp.
And that's
I'll
the
watch
thing,
that
it's
shit.
like Johnny Depp, like, how much, like, are you doing it for the money? I mean, because you're not doing it for the art,
No.
you know, but it's like, don't you have enough money? I mean, don't fucking, for Christ's sake. I don't know.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. It's same with Tim Burton, too. It's just like, you watch fucking Beetlejuice, and it's just a fucking masterpiece.
We'll never get
you
another
know?
Beetlejuice.
It's a masterpiece. I
No.
better not get
No,
another.
I don't mean
I
like-
don't want them to remake
No,
that
I don't
shit.
mean like in a sequel or
Right,
as a
right.
remake. Like, I'm never going to get that
No,
film again.
no,
Like,
that-
that just weird, strange.
It's completely of its time, you know. It's one of those things, like we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier, where you know things like Austin Powers and like you have like what's the fucking other one with Jim Carrey that I was just
Pet Detective.
Pet Detective, like how that's very much of their time. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that these days. Like you don't get weird character comedy movies.
I felt like
anymore.
even though Jim Carrey was an unknown, but when The Mask came out, that was the
Yeah.
perfect movie for the time.
Yeah, no, that whole the
that-
whole '90s had that weird.
Because they were taking risks.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid we actually do that now. But
I know there's too much money involved. Money's fake, everyone. It's a fucking illusion. It's bullshit, and it's unfortunate that we have to deal with it. And I want to live in the Star Trek future where there is no money.
we just want to better ourselves.
Yeah.
And then giant ships come out of nowhere, out of warp, and blow.
Hey, I'll take that over
smithereens.
fucking credit card companies any day.
I'll
take
join
it.
Starfleet if it
You
means
know,
like
yeah,
I
like,
can
I'll man the torpedoes.
do that shit. God damn it! All right, what else is next? Because we're doing good today.
Did
We're really
you want to talk about some Iron Man 3 stuff?
good. Okay, do we just dive right into that?
Let's just
Okay, before the Iron Man 3 thing,
Mhm.
I need to bring something up that happened last week,
okay.
and I need to correct myself and apologize.
Oh,
And
public
then
apology.
Public apology
Public
here.
apology. Hey, that's okay, Kirk. It's
I'm okay
to
with
be
it.
wrong because nobody's right all the time, and that's fine. And
Unless you're Comic Book Girl 19.
no,
who's
I'm not.
always right.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No.
So we were talking about, I had this awesome theory about Age of Ultron
Mhm,
and Black Nick Fury and Agent Coulson all being back.
mhm.
Thank you to you guys and the threads, because I don't have enough money to buy all the issues.
I know.
We
right?
found out the origin story came from a miniseries called Battle Scars that Marvel
Mhm.
put out.
Mhm.
And we found out in Battle Scars that Black Nick Fury is White Nick Fury's son.
So you know, White Nick Fury's like got a little bit of chocolate fever.
Yeah, I
don't blame him.
cannot, I
don't blame him.
cannot wait
I love
until
Black Ass.
Spike Lee directs the Nick Fury film.
Whoa.
I just need to tell you really quickly that fuck that, because my theory was way better.
Yeah.
The fact that you had to do a stupid little miniseries like that
Right.
to bring
explain
in
it and,
Sam
yeah,
Jackson, Nick
right,
Fury into the Marvel
Right.
universe,
Right.
suck it.
Right.
And I'm going to do the Kirk official comic book review of a comic that I haven't read.
right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But I want to thank everyone who, because that's what I want the threads for.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because I had to go look it up.
Well,
like,
I mean,
holy shit, it is
thing.
this.
Like, comics are so big and the continuity is so huge. It's like you can never know it all, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really intimidated by that when they start getting into it. And it's like, dude, I don't know everything. Kirk doesn't know everything.
There's no way we could
Nobody
either.
knows everything, you know? It's like...
I think you know everything if you own a comic book shop.
Yeah. Those people are intimidating to talk to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, if you own the place and you get to do everything and
Right.
you get to read all the new issues, cool.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy when you talk to people who's like, I've been reading since the 60s, and you're like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
Because there are people that have stuck to a title that long.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's
I
like,
can't mess with you.
You're way out of my league, you know? It's like, you're a heavy hitter.
So if you have a problem with me not liking a comic book that I didn't read,
whatever. You know, I kind of
I'm
feel
glad
bad.
they-
I kind of feel
yeah.
bad for White Nick Fury. You know, I kind of feel bad for
because
him.
he's an awesome character.
He is an awesome
And they've
character.
done, I mean, especially in the last few years when they were getting ready to roll out these films, they escalated the Nick Fury character to badass proportions. He's always got a backup plan.
Yeah.
You never know what he's up to.
Right.
You know, he is his own shadow government.
Right.
Nick Fury is his own shadow government and super spy that, like, even S.H.I.E.L.D. can't keep up with, like, well, where's Nick? Like,
right.
I don't know, but are you really going to go try to look for him and, like, tell him that he's doing something bad? Fuck that, he's Nick Fury.
You know. Can I do like a really weird side tangent?
Do it.
I just thought about this today when I was talking to Chris over at Earth 2. I was talking to my peoples, and I was talking about MODOK because like now the AIM is in the Iron Man 3 movie. I was like, well, maybe we're gonna get a MODOK at some point. Like I really want to see a MODOK.
Yes.
But I know that they would fuck it up, and it's like, dude, if I was in charge of it, I would totally do it right. But I had a really good idea.
Hint, hint, wink, wink,
hint,
guys.
You know, whatever, no big deal. But just saying, so I had this fantastic idea where it's like, you know, MODOK is always getting his ass kicked, right?
Yes.
He's always getting his ass kicked. He always sucks, you know, because he's MODOK, you know. I mean, it's obvious he's his little body. It would be hilarious if, what if, like, MODOK was like, well, I'm just going to give up on us. Like, you guys win. And, like, can I just, like, help out? And then they're like, we don't want to reject him, but at the same time, nobody wants to hang out with MODOK.
Because it's kind of weird and creepy.
Nobody wants him on their team and stuff. And, like, I really want to, I just started thinking about that today, and I was like, I really want to see that. Like, I'm just, like, any comic book writers out there at Marvel.
Here comes
like,
Galactus.
Please, just take that idea.
And the Avengers have pulled together, and they're like, here's our final end game. This is the big plan. And MODOK comes in, floating, and goes, what can I do? And Tony just looks at him and goes, get ready to order that pizza because Daddy's coming home. We're going to save the Earth today. And MODOK's like, really? I just got to... I'm ordering the pizza. Yeah. Like, fuck you.
No, there could be a lot of fun stuff. Like, because somebody else was asking a question earlier. It's like, oh, what do you think about these, like, you know, villains turning good and all that stuff? And it's like, I'm not against it because they've been villains for so long. It's like, why would you continue to be a villain after, like, 30 years of getting your ass 50 years
beat.
of getting your ass kicked? You know, it's like...
There was a great title. I can't remember. Well, Bendis was writing it. But Jigsaw showed up, and Jigsaw was always like a Punisher, bad guy,
right?
And they did this great little thing where Jigsaw walks in and tries to do something, and the guy like it's not even a superhero. Like this dude beats up Jigsaw, and the guy takes off, and Jigsaw has this whole. They write this great 2-page thing where like he's just finally going like having a breakdown.
Right,
like I'm nothing. I suck. I'm like the worst villain ever.
Yeah,
it was the greatest thing.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I really like that.
I think it was in the Avengers run because then they were starting to bring back a bunch of these old cool characters that Bendis was working with.
Right.
But it was like that awesome moment where it's like I used to be so great, and now this guy's like, well, I'm scary because I have a lot of stitches in my face. Like that's my thing.
That's kind of my thing. That's all I got. Yeah, I don't know. I'm down for seeing. I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense for heroes to turn to villains, villains turn to heroes. I'm all about it.
Hey, Scott thinks he's still a good guy. I'm not sure yet.
You know, I know. I'm reading.
He's only working with Magneto right now.
And
that's
Magic and Emma Frost, who are all villains at one point.
At some time or another.
You know, and mostly villains for most of their careers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Magic's been in and out, but you know, White Queen and Magneto for sure. But
they're bad guys. Fuck
villains,
that.
Yeah.
Okay, we've teased it enough.
All right, Iron Man 3. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Now we're gonna spoil shit.
Yeah.
And on top of that, this is also to pimp out the YouTube show that's going to come out about the same time as this.
Yeah, it should be out.
We're gonna do
hopefully by now.
little synergy stuff.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. That said and done, there are some really great parts, and you need to go watch it.
Yes, definitely.
Go see it.
Go see it.
There are other parts we're about to talk about, and we're going to ruin everything for you.
Yeah.
This is your spoiler warning.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I showed up today so that we could have our powwow and hang out and do the podcast, I was walking up the stairs with 19, and she goes, "How did you like Iron Man 3?"
Yeah.
And I went, "I loved it."
And I go,
Ew. And she's cool because she lets me argue my point first. And I said, I really liked it. I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about the film. She still doesn't say anything yet.
Well,
But I come in,
yeah.
and then she and T-Bone sit me down and make me watch
the
rough cut of the new episode coming out.
Yeah.
And 19 minutes later, I'm pretty sure I hated the film.
You didn't even see the second part either. Like, we got a whole second part. Like, it's turning into a two-parter, man. It's like...
Oh, dude.
Well, I mean, it's just, like the main thing is, like, I bitch because I care.
I know.
You know? And they've gotten Iron Man... They got Iron Man. They nailed it in the first one. Like, the first movie is so good.
First movie's amazing.
So good. And then the second movie let everybody down. I don't hate it. Everybody seems to hate it. I didn't find anything in it that, like, offended me. I was saying it wasn't great.
You know, I think I was a little bummed because I didn't want them to... With part 2, and I really liked it, I think that they didn't let Mickey Rourke do what he wanted to do with that film.
I was reading some of his interviews.
And that's the beginning of the studio exec starting to, like...
Well, I was reading some stuff from him, and he was saying that most of his scenes ended up on the cutting room floor, you know? I mean, it was just like, he didn't, like, he's like, I spent, 3 months on this fucking accent,
Dude,
and I'm in the film
and then
for, like,
he was
2
also,
minutes,
he went to Russia and put himself in a Russian prison for a week.
Yeah.
I mean, this because like, Mickey Rourke is a badass. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says.
No, he is. He's crazy, but
he's
I like
nuts.
him. I like his kind of crazy.
He's nuts, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
So, when Iron Man 3 came around, like you said, first act's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second act introduces this, like, kid prodigy.
Snotty kid. He is not Southern. I've been to Tennessee, and they do not talk like that.
There you go.
He's a little fucking California kid.
And things I'm bummed out about. One, there's no AC/DC in the film.
Yeah.
I didn't
notice that until you said it, but I was like, oh, you're right.
And I mean, you need the AC/DC Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Things I am also very bummed out about. They made Rhodey War Machine into Iron Patriot, which is something they took out of Norman Osborn when he took over S.H.I.E.L.D. and turned it into Hammer.
Oh, right.
And he had one of Tony's old suits, and he turned into Iron Patriot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me War Machine.
I know, and, like, I get why they did it. And I get it, but at the same time, it's, like, still, and I like the fact that they even make fun of it within, you know, the movie. They're like, oh, we all know that this shit sucks, and nobody likes Iron Patriot.
But they did testing. They did, like, popular, like, public opinion.
Oh, yeah. We did polling, and it pulled well,
it pulled really high with kids.
And, well, anything will pull high with kids. But, okay, side note. Okay, so today I was getting my eyebrows done by my eyebrow lady. I'm going through an eyebrow change right now, everyone.
Gotcha.
It's very important. And
eyebrow alert. Yeah,
your brows will make or break your face. Let's not kid around here. And her son came in. It was like the school was out, and her son came in, and he was, I believe he's like 13 or something like that.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, did you see Iron Man 3? You know, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what do you think about it? You know, and he's like, well, I just, like, Tony Stark, like, didn't really get to be a hero. And it was like a 12-year-old fucking kid
figured it out.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's exactly how I feel. And I was like, oh, I love you, you know? And I totally gave him a hug and high fives and stuff. And I wanted to pinch his little cheeks.
This is why I liked Iron Man 3. And I'm still going to defend this.
Mm-hmm.
Was that at some point it felt like it stopped being a comic book film. Mm-hmm. And I had comic book characters in a different film.
Yeah.
Shane Black helped write and directed this film.
Mm-hmm.
He is very popular for, like, Lethal Weapon. Mm-hmm. And then his directorial debut was with Robert Downey in
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, which was good.
Which is a great
really
flick.
Good.
Please go see that. And Shane Black does have certain staples when he writes a script.
Yeah.
Buddy comedy, buddy cop film.
Right.
One way or the other.
Right.
Always happens during Christmas.
Right.
Villain is always very sharp dressed and probably has the best lines in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you see those Shane Black elements, which are very like, oh, okay, now that's a Shane Black beat.
Right.
But the fact that it's happening with Tony Stark and Rhodey and Pepper Potts, I'm like, holy shit, this actually really works in this universe.
Yeah,
that's when I got excited.
I didn't mind the Rhodey, Tony Stark going to the.
Yeah,
I was down with that.
I'm watching Riggs and Murtaugh and Lethal Weapon.
Right, like I was down with that. That was cool, but the team up thing was like completely.
And again, the thing that the kid team up thing was that's Robert pulling all those scenes together because the kid's good, but it's the line and the dialogue and the riffing off each other that kept that together.
If you ever see a child in danger in a film where, like, someone's holding them, look at their faces, because they're always getting ready to crack up. It seems like I noticed that for some reason with, like, kid actors.
Cut, and they're like, coochie, go! Like, oh, so that's scary.
Yeah, like, there's no, like, exception with this kid. Like, when the bad guy was the extremist bad guy was holding him,
right.
you know, it's like, he's like, ugh, and he's trying to look like he was scared, and he just looked ridiculous. But, you know, he's a kid. Whatever. I shouldn't be so hard on a fucking kid.
No, it's okay. It's a kid actor. It's hard. I mean, they tell you never to work with kids or animals.
You know he's an asshole to everyone at school.
I was in Iron Man 3.
He's ruined for life, like, I'm sure. Like,
it's like the kid who played Anakin in Episode 1. Like, I'm pretty sure he's a junkie by now. He's a junkie. Yeah,
what did happen to him?
Nothing. He did a Pepsi commercial. That was it.
Jeez, Jake Lloyd or
something like that.
Yeah, weird. Sorry, guys.
I mean, he's probably actually at home, like, really enjoying himself.
Guy. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk
But he did have that dark time when, like, he could not quit the Pixie Sticks.
Yeah.
When he did not get invited back for Episode 2.
Oh, yeah.
Other things. Ben Kingsley steals it.
Oh, man. I just really liked
Ben Kingsley
I really liked it a lot.
Owned it. Do we just talk about the Switch right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you've seen it.
You've seen it. You know.
So we don't have to say spoilers. So
but he's not the Mandarin!
Yeah, like, that was
He's
awesome.
not the Mandarin!
That was awesome.
I love the fact that it's an idea brought up by AIM think tank. Like,
yes.
if you give the bad guy a face that everyone ignores where the real evil is, I'm like, that's genius!
And it is genius, especially, like, within our own society, where it's like, I mean, come on, that kind of happens in real life. Like,
again,
you know,
like the Osamas of this world.
And just saying, you know, so I thought that was a really interesting parallel. I really enjoyed that. You know, but then at the very, very end, though, when Killian Aldrich is like, I am the Mandarin. Right. It's like, why did you even have to say that? No, you're not, first of all. You're a fucking scientist guy. And second of all, that was completely unnecessary.
And one, it's stupid. And two, like, it also goes completely against the idea that we created a false Mandarin.
Right,
like, hey, look at all the extra work I went to create the Master and, like, this diversion. Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm now glowing bright red, regrowing limbs, and I just declared myself the Mandarin.
Right. And
look at me, look at me.
And I beat the shit out of fucking Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, like, I like Guy Pearce a lot.
He's awesome.
Ever since I saw him in Ravenous. I'm pretty sure that was on tape when I rented it. And god damn it, if you have not seen Ravenous, like, do yourself a fucking favor.
Robert Carlyle, who's one of my favorite actors too.
Robert Carlyle's amazing too. Yeah. Like, he's so good.
And then another Guy Pearce flick that just got over years and years and years ago.
Memento.
Memento was awesome. That's the first Nolan film. Mm-hmm. And then he also did The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah. He was so good.
And that was badass. And that movie, like, no one caught on to how good that was.
Right.
You know?
That was really good.
That flew under the radar. And that movie, if you need a good revenge flick, just sit down and watch that.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. That was really good. That was really well done film.
So, I love Guy Pearce.
Yeah, and I loved him as the Killian Aldrich in the beginning, where he's all, like,
nerdy,
super socially awkward, weird guy. Because, you know, I went to art school, and let me tell you, man,
those guys exist.
Those guys exist, and he nailed it. Like, he nailed it. The weirdness.
And the worst part is that he's so excited to share his ideas that it makes the awkwardness even worse. Because you're pairing him up with, like, the smooth, arrogant dick.
Right.
Tony Stark.
Drunk Tony, who's, you know.
Other things I'm going back and forth. Mm-hmm. The very beginning when they throw Yevon in there really quickly.
Yes, that was a really great shout out. That was a really good connection. Like,
kind of hurt a little bit.
I know, and like, okay, so if you guys don't remember what we're talking about, in Iron Man 1, Tony Stark, when he's taken in the cave, he's got the other scientist guy who's helping him out, and the scientist guy who sacrifices himself for Tony to live, and all this stuff.
Because he's now going to go be with his family.
And he says in the first movie, I met you at a science conference once, and I've never seen anyone, like, more drunk at a physics conference in my life.
Let alone being able to give a speech.
Right, and I love that they included him in the science conference in the first one. And I love Jon Favreau in that beginning scene with his Pulp Fiction thing going.
Man, and especially with Jon Favreau, because everyone knows he didn't direct, and he's not even a producer on this thing.
He made the right decision to not do the third one. I understand why he didn't do the third one, and I agree with this.
But his small part is Happy is, one, badass. Mm-hmm. Definitely the catalyst to get Tony going in the film. And on top of that, he was doing such a great job with Happy in this film that I'm really bummed out. It was like, bam, you're in a fucking coma.
Right.
See you before the credits, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. yeah, I was, you know.
Like I said, now that I've watched the video, I go back and forth.
But his whole thing with like Pepper when he's like, I'm gonna linger, you know.
Oh,
Like, you know, then he's like tapping on his little, you know, where's your badge?
Badge.
Where's your badge? You know, that was funny. I really enjoyed that.
That was a lot of fun. Oh, what else?
You know,
like I said, I had all these great things to talk about it, and then I watched the damn video.
I'm so frustrated because there are so many really good ideas that are never really fully realized either. Like where he calls the suit in his sleep subconsciously, and I was like, that is weird. Like that's an interesting idea, you know, because I'm all into weird.
And the suit wasn't even there to like hurt Pepper. It was just to make sure it was okay.
It was just there, and like I was like, oh, maybe his subconscious will really start fucking with things in this one. He has to get a control of himself, you know, and like it goes nowhere.
Yeah, and that was such a great part. Especially because like they could have talked about like, no, honey, you don't understand. Like that was me worried about you in my sleep and the suit coming over to check on you.
Yeah.
Because you're always on my mind.
Right.
Other things, I loved having a Robert Downey, a Tony Stark, who's now having panic attacks.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. I'm really glad they did that.
And the best thing that happens is, one, he runs back outside to the old suit.
Iron Man suit, yeah.
Which, by the way, is parked...
Neptune's net.
Neptune's net,
yes.
Which is parked by all the motorcycles out front.
Yes.
So you came with the motorcycle, I came with the suit.
Neptune's net is in...
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, okay.
Yep, that's awesome.
All right.
I went up there once with my...
Santa Monica, I gotta go
I went up there once with my motorcycle and I felt really, really badass.
I bet you did.
I know, it was pretty amazing. It's like, oh, cool. But then he's running into the suit and like that's where he feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's running the diagnostics and Jarvis just like,
I think you're just freaking out, bro.
Just freaking out, dude.
Yeah. No, that was...
other like little jokes, especially because of the modular suit and the sight gags that could get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
The suit literally giving Tony a hand
to
get him out from the bottom of the ocean.
No, I really enjoyed that a lot.
I like Jarvis stepping it up. I like Jarvis like taking initiative.
Yeah.
Especially like, and I didn't feel like the end with all the suits showing up was overkill. I actually really thought that was tastefully really well done.
I don't know, I just felt like it took away from Iron Man, though, you know? I mean, if he can just, like, have these autonomous, like, you know, artificially intelligent suits fly around, they don't even need people
Then what's Tony there for?
Then what is he there for?
Yeah.
It just kind of took away from his, like, specialness, you know what I mean? The specialness
Totally.
of Iron Man. The thing that the ending that really bothered me was that, okay, so... There's two choices to make. You can either embrace the superhero-dom and like take it to the next level and transcend your humanity. And I was thinking that maybe he was going to, you know, inject himself with Extremis like he does in the comic books.
Right.
And, you know, and I thought that's where that was going to go, but it didn't, obviously. So the other way, if you're not going to go that way, is okay. Well, I want to be a man and I want to be with Pepper. And she's the thing that's important in my life, and that's what I want to focus on. And in the end, and this is, keep in mind, he thought that she died for a minute. Like, I mean, just like, that's, like, now you know how you feel.
I mean, we're watching it, we all know she didn't die, she had Extremis in her, but you know, whatever.
Who cares? And her hair wasn't even tinged, and she had no soot on her or anything. Like, it's like, if you're in a fucking fire, your hair's gonna burn
That was
off.
the best I've seen anybody walking out of a fire.
Yeah. It's
Holy shit.
Well, even like in Game of Thrones, like Daenerys Targaryen, her hair didn't burn off in the fire in the show, and in the book, it fucking burns off. You know, and she has to wear like this cool lion pelt that Drogo gave her. But anyways, it's just a pet peeve of mine. But in the end, Tony puts this fucking ugly fucking necklace around her neck with a big red stupid fucking heart on it. And she's like, oh, Tony. And it's like, so wait a minute. So you're going to be a man, but you're not going to put a ring on that finger? And like, you're not committing to Pepper. You're not committing to Iron Man. You're just kind of continuing your blah life in a blah way. I'm like, you know, like...
And I think they had to do it for a certain way.
And I would be like, get this fucking necklace out of
they
here,
wrapped
bro.
this up very nicely and neatly. Like, the duality of, like, he can be Iron Man or he doesn't have to be Iron Man. And he can go back to it if he wants, but maybe he is. I don't know. Obviously, we're waiting to see whether Robert signs on.
Right, and I get that. I get that
and so this is how they kind of had to do it.
Ambiguous, but I don't know. It was just
personally, I think we'll definitely see him in an Avengers 2 film.
I would be pissed if I was Pepper. I'd be like, "You gotta be shitting me."
I'm like, I just need him in the next movie, and you're like, "Fuck!" I feel bad for Pepper.
I
Fuck
can't believe that he did this. Like, be like, "Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you." You know.
Yeah. All in all, I'm still gonna say that I defend Iron Man 3 on a lot of levels. That said and done, I think you showed me the light. I'm really bummed. I mean, I'm really glad they didn't go with the you know, bad guy in an iron suit. Yeah. You know, du jour of the week. Right. I like that they did the Extremis storyline.
Yeah. It was a little weird, the Extremis, but you know.
I liked watching Tony Stark, the action star, as opposed to Iron Man, the action star. I I mean, personally, every time everyone argues that when he's not in Iron Man, it kind of beats the purpose of the films.
Yeah.
I love watching Robert play Tony Stark.
No, he's fantastic.
So,
like I could watch him all day.
Yeah, I mean, you could really just give me a Tony Stark film,
right?
And I would watch it.
They just did it. They just took it too far in the other direction. Because I don't mind if you make him vulnerable. I like it if you make him vulnerable. That's interesting. But they just took it. I just feel like they took it so far to where it's like they just took all the.
Did they almost make it? Yeah. Did they almost make it too? Like he's too vulnerable in this film.
Vulnerable. Like he's too.
So it's not necessarily, and especially talking about a comic book film, that it's not really believable that he came from behind to win everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what? I hate to say it, maybe like the whole getting rid of the kid and the whole like the kid's the one helping fix the suit thing.
Dude, fuck that. And like, okay, I was reading this one article. This guy was like, well, doesn't his arc reactor in his chest like power the suit? Why does the suit have to have a battery power? Like what?
Well,
you know?
You're right.
And that's another thing too. I always thought that like the reason that he could be Iron Man was that he had the arc reactor in his chest to power it, but then he's just made arc reactors to just fly around the suits so they can just do whatever. You know, and I would have been down with Pepper getting the rescue suit. I could understand that.
Totally.
The Extremis stuff though, she shouldn't have gotten that. That was stupid. And then in the end he's like, "But I got Pepper sorted out." And it's like, well, what do you mean you got Pepper sorted out? Does she still have it? Does she not have it?
Does she have in control of the Extremis?
Does she?
And again, this is like really ambiguous shit. Where like, if you want the finality to the series, give it to us.
Right, exactly. And that's the
thing. If you want to keep it ambiguous, so like, and here comes number 4.
Right. This is the third movie. It's supposed to be a trilogy. It's supposed to be the last Iron Man film until someone fucking reboots it, you know, in like fucking 3 years.
Yeah, I guess maybe now I'm kind of realizing like there's. Like you said, on paper we had a winner, and they just didn't execute it.
Yeah, it just didn't.
All the way.
Yeah, and just.
But again, I loved the end credits. The end credits were amazing.
Wait, you the banner stuff?
Yeah.
I mean,
I like the fact that he's telling the whole because he's doing the voiceover work, which is really popular in Shane Black films.
Yeah.
But I like that they explain it away, like the voiceover is actually him.
Talking to Banner.
And they're having like, because everyone loves Banner and Stark together.
I liked, because I was wondering, like, why wouldn't Banner just at least make an appearance in the film? So, I mean, because he's supposed to, you know, at the end of Avengers, he went off with Tony Stark.
They're like, hop in the Lambo and let's go do science, bitch.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I'm glad to have seen him. But at the same time, it's like they didn't really tease anything for any of the upcoming movies, necessarily.
Right.
And I was, like, hoping to see that. And then, you know, they also have this deep space suit that they designed for Iron Man, but then that's never addressed in the movie,
right.
You know, and they were supposed to see Guardians of the Galaxy, but then that didn't happen necessarily.
Because we were waiting for the Guardians like tie-in.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, what happened there? Like, something happened where I don't know, it just seems a little fishy.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, we designed a deep space suit that's never fucking addressed, and Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to maybe make an appearance in the third one, and you would assume that suit
we're going to start doing the lead-in.
You know, but then it went nowhere.
All right.
It was a little weird. Anyways.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. I have to now go.
All right.
And then
get out of here.
I will.
Jerk.
This was awesome.
I'm going to hang out by myself.
Guys, this has been episode 3.
Yes, as always.
Comic Girl 19 podcast. For T-Bone, he's not here.
I know. He'll be back next week.
And I'm Kirk, and this is 19.
Woo!
Also, don't forget, we're going to shout it out again. Like, click, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And we're now SoundCloud.
Yeah, we're on SoundCloud, so you can download.
We'll get the link on SoundCloud up on the website soon.
iTunes might happen at some point. It's a whole mess. Okay, it's
Yeah. So, but don't worry,
we're growing.
We're throwing it to you. Please keep the comments going, and everything has been a lot of fun.
Yes, and thank you so much. Our Kickstarter should be done by the time this gets up, or maybe it's done. I don't know, but I know that we reached our $50,000 goal, so it's like really big.
Yes.
I am revealing my name in the Iron Man 3 the Iron Man 3 review.
Dun dun
so
dun.
That's where that is. So just letting you know, I have not forgotten my promise. I am making good.
And then
on that.
I will reveal my nickname.
And you
in
guys,
another video.
And you guys are fucking awesome. So thank you.
All right, guys.
You're the best.
We'll see you later.
See ya.